Good evening, everyone. This is Denoris Wilson, and you are now tuned in to the BRI, which is the Black Research Institute, where we're here and we're committed to solving the problems. Man, tonight I got an inspiring guest. But before I get to that, man, I went down in Atlanta this weekend for a Black media event, and let me tell you, I left there and I was inspired. Not so much so that I got to connect with a whole lot of people, but I got to connect with some people. But I was inspired because of I see people doing the same thing that I'm doing, and they're doing it very, very well, and they've been doing it a long time. So now I can look at their podcast and I can or the lives, and I can take some pointers and I can get some ideas and inspiration. So man, I'm excited. Um, I did some stuff. I actually picked up a client, Music Without Limits, down there at the Promise School. My boy Broderick Thompson commissioned me to do something. But I'm excited, man, just as much as I'm excited about tonight's guest. So we're gonna run the intro. We're still in the gambit. We're still in the gambit. We're still contemplating our next move. We're still in the gambit. So if you want to donate periodically, there will be ways to donate to the gambit and to the Black Community Sovereign Fund scrolling across the screen. So stay tuned, man. Tonight's guest is a very inspirational guest. All right, take care. See you in about 3 minutes. No, 2 minutes. Maybe a minute. I don't know. But I'm going to see you.
Hey, what's up? This is Amy Patterson, founder and CEO of Agape Fitness, and you are now tuned into the BRI, Black Research Institute, with the brother Denoris Wilson. Remember, it's not about it's not authentic. Be authentic. Peace.
Greetings, it's Tamika Bruce, founder and CEO of Face Love Cosmetic Artistry, and you're tuned to the Black Research Institute with Denoris Wilson.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Ro Wilson, and you are now tuned into the BRI, Black Research Institute, with your boy, Denoris Wilson. Stay tuned.
Okay, and we're back. And tonight's guest is a life coach and a fitness expert, and has a very interesting name and logo, Muscle Mom. That's what she calls herself. So everybody, I'm proud to introduce you to Miss Stephanie McSwine. Hey, Steph.
Hello. Hey, how are you?
How are you? How was my introduction? Was it okay?
Loved it. Fabulous. Thanks for having me here.
All right, so here at the BRI, I tend to start the interviews off with a couple of questions. So the first question is, how are you?
I in the midst of it all, doing this unphantom situation that we're in. I'm doing well. I'm doing well despite the COVID-19 2020 21. It's I'm okay right now. I'm fine.
Okay. Are you being safe?
Yes, I don't leave out without my mask. I'm limited to places that I go, work, home, grocery store. That's pretty much what I do. I'm in Atlanta, and I'm sure you know a lot is going on here in Atlanta, and things are wide open. but I'm not comfortable in getting back out there. Before COVID, I mean, I was always on the go, always at events, every weekend. But now I'm just not ready to just venture out as much. So most of my uh, outings are very small settings, or either I'm on my bike, but I'm not. I'm staying safe because I'm taking this very serious.
Okay. Are you happy?
Oh my gosh, yes, that's an understatement.
Okay, good, good.
Very
I'm
happy.
I'm
Hmm?
happy that you decided to do this interview with me tonight. So I'm happy.
Well, good. I'm glad that you reached out, to me. I know it's strange how we even connected. I was looking for a logo, which I still haven't decided what I'm going with, but that's how we connected. Somebody I posted on my page that I was looking for a logo for another business. I got a lot of business going on, and that's how we connected. And then look, I'm here.
And here you are, right? Here you are. But that's how it's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen naturally and organic. Like, it's
Right.
not supposed to be like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't do I don't advertise a lot as far as my graphic design services.
Hmm.
A lot of my well, not a lot. My clients are my walking billboards. So
Right.
they're my advertisement. If I do a good job, then they will refer me. And like mine's, they operate in the same circle. So if I give someone else a logo, most likely someone in their circle is gonna need a logo too,
Right.
right? Because great minds think alike and they travel in packs like that. So when because I didn't actually see the post about the logo.
I know
Someone
someone tagged you to my post, and then I just kind of reached out to, and just got an idea of what people had to offer because I had a whole feed. I mean, I had a lot of responses, and somebody tagged you.
right, and I use social media. I use social media for my business. So whenever I see my name, I try to go figure out what they tagged me in. What you tag me in? You
Right.
and I think I reached out to you and I asked you. I said, "Have you found someone to do your logo yet?" You know, and I didn't come with no big spree like, "Oh, I know I can do it the best." And if you found someone, look, man, there are a lot of great graphic designers out here.
Right. Right.
Great designers there are, and I tip my hat to a lot of them. I'm just blessed to get the work that I get,
Right.
and I'm happy to get that. So if someone decides to use me, then thank you. But when I went on the page, I'm a Pisces, so I'm naturally curious.
Hmm.
So when I went on the feed, I said, "Well, let me see what she's talking about. What's she
What's she
about?"
about? What's she about?
I said, "Okay." Then I seen Muscle Mom, and I'm always interested in other entrepreneurs. Like I'm always interested in other entrepreneurs because most entrepreneurs are thinkers, right? Like they thinkers and they're planners, and
Hmm.
I need help in that. you know,
I think we all do. That's the good thing
You
about social media. You can look at other people's ideas. You don't take their ideas, but you just kind of just see how people are moving, shaking and moving, and then it kind of encourages you to push you to extend yourself a little bit more.
yeah. Well, no ideas are original.
Hmm.
That always, you know, a piggyback off of something else.
Right. But you just try
You
to be authentic in whatever you're gifted in that area. You do
right.
you.
You do you.
Hmm.
Okay, so now got that out of the way. I don't talk like half the interview already, but but so tell me, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Literally, I'm just the girl next door. I mean, everything that you saw on my page, Wasn't something that I sat down and planned. Everything was, I'm not gonna say by accident, but it just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was a stay-at-home mom for and wife of 17 years. Ended up getting divorced, starting life over after in my late 40s, and started working out, and literally fell in love with just working out and what it did for my soul. And it embraced me and encouraged me. It gave me the confidence that you see now, which I didn't have years ago. And everything that I'm doing now is just a branch of what I did years ago. And we all, things always happen full circle. So like my degree in college was business merchandise. I wanted to be um I wanted to be a not stylist, but a buyer. I want to be a buyer for a major department store. And that role kind of got roadblocked because I end up, having a son, getting married young. And so that pushed that goal aside. And now, 30 years later, guess what? I'm back doing something that I should have done years ago, but it happened later. And, life is just different roadblocks, and my journey just continued to grow daily. I mean, things that I've done years ago, I'm finally being able to um, make money off of it, and then do something that I love to do. And I think I was gifted. We have so many gifts. And sometimes, when we become wise, we become mothers, and we kind of especially women, we kind of put ourselves on hold for our families and our talents. And as my children got older and as I continued to grow and learn myself, those talents start emerging, and it's to the point where things that I love to do years ago are now are something that is just a part of my life right now. And so Muscle Mom is just an extension of so many things. And I'm just actually literally the girl next door, the woman who we all have these hidden talents that now making these talents work for herself. I can't hear.
I need a producer. Like I
That's
need
like,
a
there you go.
producer.
I could do it.
but when did Muscle Mom actually become a bona fide idea that you're gonna move forward with?
And once again, that was by accident. I'm gonna say Muscle Mom is about 7 years old. Um, like I said, I started this journey just working out, running. And in the midst of running, I started preparing for a marathon, and wanted to incorporate um, strength training. So I started working out at home, running and working at home and preparing for my marathon. And a lady, just like you, uh, kind of got on my page. I posted a picture, this one picture that I took at a beach, and it's actually the logo with the muscles. That one picture is what started this all. Because I was in the midst of me running and training for my marathon. Back in the day, a lot of runners are not muscular. They're mostly slim and uh, real slim and trim, but not muscular. And I posted that one picture because I was strength training because I wanted to do the Atlanta Marathon. And doing the Atlanta Marathon, we know that Atlanta downtown is very hilly. And in order for me to be able to be successful in completing that 26.2 miles, I wanted a strong body. I wanted, of course, cardio, which I could run long distance, but I wanted to be able to endure the hardship of that race, going up and down those hills within 26 miles. So I started doing strength training, building muscles, and that picture, it kind of started all of this. I posted on Facebook, and I got a lot of tags. People were trying to figure out, how did I do this? where do all the muscles come? Because people knew I ran, but I've never kind of showed my body. And they were just very curious on how I became so muscular. And at the time, not even going to the gym, and I did it all from the comforts of my home. So most people know that one thing about Muscle Mom, she doesn't go to a gym. So when I say that I'm the girl next door, I'm the woman that, everything is done at home. You can live a healthy, active lifestyle, and you don't necessarily have to spend hundreds of dollars on memberships at the gym. And I'm proof that if you're consistent with your eating and you're working out, you can maintain the body that you desire. So in that one picture, this lady in this group called, I think it was Black Women Fitness, she saw my posts that I post. You know how you post a picture, you put little tags on it, and she saw it in a group, and she reached out to me and asked me to be in her magazine. And so in that, and it's actually right there. But so I was like I think about 47, 48, about 47, 48 when she asked me to be in her magazine. And so I have never taken professional pictures before. So I got one of my girlfriends, Janae Banks, photographer, to do my photos. So when we were doing the photos and I had to do questions for the magazine, my photographer, she was like, okay, so what next? After you put your information in the magazine and they read the article and they close it, that's it. Normally when we are in magazine, how often are you going to pick that magazine up again? It's going to be very rare that you're going to go back to that magazine and keep reading it. So my photographer said, you know what, you need to create a page. So when the magazine drops, you can have your information in so people can continue to follow my journey and keep up with me. So that's, like I said, by accident, she asked me to start a page. So on Facebook, you have business page, you have your regular page. So I started a business page. And so I'm like, what I'm going to call it. So I went to my oldest son, who's a Tuskegee alumni graduate. And I asked him to, told him what my photographer said. And then the editor of the magazine, what they wanted me to do and all that. And so I told him, I'm like, I need a name for me. And he said something really silly, like knucklehead or something, because he's a really silly person. And then all of a sudden he said Muscle Mom. And I actually thought this was stupid. And then he got serious. He's like, I'm like, why? I mean, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Muscle Mom, that's just stupid. And he said, well, Mom, you are a mother that has muscles. And becoming a mother is the reason you started this journey of working out. So within those two, it made sense, because my journey, my first goal is being the best mother ever. And now I have this love for working out and fitness. So in the midst of me working out and growing into the person I was, when I used to flex the muscles, I saw myself as this strong person in front of the mirror, but deep down inside, I wasn't that person. So when I flexed and when I saw the muscles, it transformed me into the person that you see today. I grew into this confident woman, and the muscles are what led me to slowly fall in love with myself. So Muscle and Mom, it made sense of who this person was developing into. A strong Black woman, a divorcee with 2 teenagers, trying to start life over again after, in my later part of my life, no career, having to start over. So when you put the muscle and the mom together, it just encouraged me to just be this stronger person that I knew I could become one day. It was just in a matter of that journey of really becoming Muscle Mom. So now people know me. They don't even know my name. They know that I'm Muscle Mom. And that's how this whole brand started, first I think he was being funny, but it made sense as I grew into who that person that grew into that name of Muscle Mom, and it's my name.
Muscle Mom. So I mean, I like it. I think it's befitting. I think it ain't. You know, a lot of people when they come up with their name, they try to be sexy.
Yeah.
And what I mean, I don't necessarily mean no, maybe sexy ain't the right word. Eclectic,
Mm-hmm. Right.
right? Like you know, it's you know euphoric, euphoric, plasmic fitness. You know, they come up with some crazy name
Mm-hmm.
and expect people to gravitate to it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Expect people to gravitate to it. But with Muscle Mom, there are a lot of moms who want muscles, right?
Right.
There are a lot of moms that want to be in shape. So a lot of moms, muscle moms, they can gravitate
You
towards
breaking
that.
up?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I lost you.
No, you are frozen. Hello?
You see me now?
Yeah, I see you now. Yeah, so I like
Okay.
I like your name. I like it. I like it. I think it's befitting of you. So when you say you don't go to a gym, what type of workouts do you do? Mostly all cardio? Do you do strength training? What?
I do. Well, now I am a certified fitness instructor. Uh, I get that after we talked. So now, not only am I a life coach, certified life coach, I am now a certified fitness trainer. But yes, I in my classes I do strength training and cardio, a combination of both. Now, when I work out on my own, it's just, of course, for my classes, I have a structured class. But for when I work out on my own, shoot, I might go hit my punching bag. I might, go, bench couple of sets. I might use my a battery. But I have everything right in the comfort of my home. And that's the whole thing about Muscle Mom. Muscle Mom is letting women know, or men know, that you can do all that from the comforts of your home. You can still be a good mother, and sometimes you have to juggle both. And in that, I want you to know that, especially when you're younger mom, you have to incorporate both of those too, because when you're becoming a mother and wife, we slowly lose ourselves in those two roles. And I don't want women to, like me, like I lost myself. And thank God I bumped into running. That opened the whole window of me becoming in my journey of self-love. So when you think of Muscle Mom, you think of this woman who works out at home, and she's created this look, this body, from the comforts of her home. And I don't want anybody to have any excuses of, oh, I can't afford a gym membership. Well, I had two membership because I coach gymnastics too. I'm a coach too. And I just didn't feel comfortable, and especially with children. I didn't have time to go spend an hour in a gym, an hour driving back home and then trying to, do homework and cook. You just don't have that amount of time. So when people see me, they're like, okay, that chick don't go to a gym, but look at her. So there's no excuse, because I have not been in the gym in probably 7 years, and I'm still able to maintain, but along with eating right. You have to eat right and work out. They have to go hand in hand. So so that's why I say I'm just the girl next door, because I don't have, this elaborate formula. It's just I'm committed to myself. That's just simple. It's simple as that. Commit to self.
I know that's right. I mean, all these interviews that I do, there's one particular thing that's constant in everybody, and that's discipline.
Gotta
Just
have
some
it.
discipline.
That's in everything you do.
Yeah, yeah.
And one thing,
And
one thing I find that we're disciplined when it comes to everything but ourselves. When it comes to our job, education, we're gonna go if we want to higher learning. We're gonna go 4 years medical school. Whatever it takes to be a lawyer. Whatever it takes to get our masters. Whatever it takes to get that BS degree. We're gonna do what it takes. We're gonna do the work, blood, sweat, and tears. We're gonna put in the work. We're gonna, in order to get that raise, we're gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that boss is pleased with my performance at work. You know, But when it comes to our bodies, we lose discipline. We lose commitment. We let ourselves go when we get a certain age, and then we'll say, oh, or either when we put on a couple of pounds, now this thing is COVID weight. I'm like, we make excuses for ourselves, but we give 100% to everything else. And I mean, and somehow we got to flip that, because if we're not in good shape mentally, physically, the job gonna lack. Something gonna eventually give. It's gonna be short changed. So why
mhm.
not put all that energy in ourselves? Making sure this is complete, this is whole. Whether or not it be, mental checks. Making sure we're going to get some. If we need to go to a therapist, that's what. Or we need to go. If you can't do it on your own, there's so many personal trainers. It's not a shortage. You can almost have your own. And like I only do private. So my clients is one-on-one. And but you can find so many personal trainers that will give you your time if you want to commit, if you need that extra help, if you need accountability partner. So I'm just saying, give all that energy and time to ourselves, because we're getting older. So
Well, it's like we Americans are not conditioned to be in shape, right? Like, think about this. When we're growing up, the only reason why we stayed in shape when we're younger is because we played outside. Like we were active. We were active youngsters. But told us you need to exercise an hour a day.
right,
No one told us exercise like that. That wasn't in our lives. And as we get older and start working, because working out was never a for like a something that we were supposed to
right,
do.
right,
We neglect it in our adult ages as well. We neglect it, and until we can no longer neglect it,
right.
right?
When you
Until
forced
it
it,
gets
it's forced to get done.
yeah, forced to do it. Versus if we are taught from an early age that, look, man, you need to
Mm-hmm.
be active. You need to be active. You need to and drill that in as much as they drill math, or as much
Right,
as they drill English, right? You can go to high school and not take class. PE is an elective.
yes, it's true. It's true.
How is it elective? How is your body and your health elective?
Right,
Right. So, I think, like, how you see so many people get into the industry in their late adult lives, because most people couldn't ignore it. And just like you, once they start the journey, they fall in love with it. Right?
right.
They fall in love with that. Because let me tell you something, man. When I was working out, I was happier. Like, I was happier. Or I ain't gonna say happier. I was less bothered with things. Like,
Well,
less
it
things
can be
bothered
an
me.
scapegoat. It can take you away from the daily struggles of, your everyday life, the stresses. It should be a place where a avenue to help you relieve the daily struggles of life. If it's not to the point, if you're doing it when you get to the point, it's almost like second nature, like brushing your teeth. It's just something you just have to have. It just give you that feeling, So it's just something. And then even with that, when you talked about, even our generations when we were younger, I'm sure you're in your late 50s or 50s. Well, back then we didn't have social media. So we didn't have, have much on television. We had probably what, 6 or 7 channels. So we were more active when we were younger, our generation, you know. And the more technology comes, that's when you see less of activity. And the then you see more restaurants, because back when I was growing up, we didn't go to going to McDonald's was a luxury. We didn't go out every week. Now the weekend you live for it, you're going out. So now it's even more important to work out because we're eating out more. It's more accessible to go to a restaurant rather than coming home and cook, because back in the day mama cooked every day. Mama don't cook every day now because and then too, mama's at work. Mama wasn't working back in the generation. Mama was at home, or she was working. She, huh? Or even if mama was at work, grandmama was taking care of us. Grandmama was at home and she was making sure we were eating, right. And so the times have changed. So you have to understand, the generations of now are not going to be the same, because most of the older generation, they're not overweight, but the generations are changing because it's easy to eat out. It's easy not to cook. It's easy to do all those quick fix. So we have to teach the next generation that it's important to work out. It's important because it's needed. It helps release stress. It has to be taught. We have to change the generations.
Well, that's why I do the BRI. In order for change to, and I don't care which way you want it to happen. It starts with inspiration.
Right.
Inspired, and I think when these young ladies look at you and see how shape you are, you hear them say it all the time. I hope I look like her when I get older. Well, I look like her.
I hear that all the time, and I tell people, but you got to do the work. And this think, if I had started 30 years earlier, this is just 10 years, 13 years that I've been consistent. And I wouldn't even say 13 years. I started when I was 40. I don't think, and I'm not going, for the people who, struggling to do this, I struggle too, the first 5 years, of being consistent. I stop and I start, stop and start. But one thing I did have in check, I ate right, even though I didn't work out. So even if you look at my pictures before working out, I still didn't look, like fit, but my insides were on point because I still ate right. So when around 45, 46 is when I started getting really serious about working out. That's when I saw the changes in my body, because now eating right and working out were a marriage. They were, no divorcing. They were stuck together for life. So now when those two things are working together, then you see the aging process slowly down. Now, I'm aging now, don't get me wrong, but it's a snail step. I'm slowly aging, but the more I work out, the more I feel. I feel just amazing. And my thing is that wants me to continue working out, because I'm 53, be 54 in October. My oldest son is 31. My middle child's daughter, she's 22, and my youngest is 18. So I'm 54. I don't have grandchildren, and my son, there's no grandchildren in the picture right now. So I'm gonna be a grandmother that's gonna be probably in her early 60s, maybe probably 60s, before I have my first grandchild. So I want to be able to be around in youthful, and I don't want to be that old crabby grandmama. I want to be a grandmama that, hey, I'm running with a stroller, or they out there working out with me in the yard. I want to be active because I'm gonna be an older grandmother, and I don't want to be a burden to my children. So that's important. That's what makes me continue to want to live a healthy lifestyle, because they're at a time where they're about to experience life, and I don't want them worrying about mom, and because now they can't keep up with me. All I do, I send them my location. Hey, I'm about to hop on my bike. I did 20 some miles Sunday, and I send them my location and let them know that I'm out. They can track me if they want me to. When I get back to my car, I say, hey, I'm in my car. So I'm that active mom, that they need to be trying to keep up with me. And two, it helps them want to stay active and working out, because they don't want mama to look better than them. So it encouraged them to eat right and work out. My son, they just bought up the Peloton. What's that expensive little bike that's inside? I can't ride in one. The Peloton, whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah, the Peloton. I can't. I need to be out on the road, so I got a road bike. I can't be in no one spot. But you know what? Whatever works for them. I'm just glad that they are encouraged. They work, because I did not work out at no 30 years old. So that encouraged me to know that they're going to live an even longer, healthy lifestyle than me, because the fact that they're starting so much earlier than me.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go to a little break. I got a new segment I'm trying to introduce, and then I come right back, because I want to ask you a couple of things about the field is the most important thing a woman should do prior to working out. So think about it.
Okay.
Prior to getting, so think about it. We're gonna take this break, and I'll come right back.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm about to introduce a segment, and the segment is called Worry Free 3. And the Worry Free 3 is the segment where whatever you want to do, these are your 3 minutes. Whatever you want to do, you can go to the kitchen, get you something to drink, you can check your text messages, you can do whatever you want to do. These are your 3 minutes. So enjoy them, live life, and ride with me.
guys, peace and prosperity. It's fashion stylist Empress Bay here. You are now tuned in to the BRI, that's the Black Research Institute, with my brother, Denoris Wilson. You guys, love on yourself, feel free, feel vibrant, and feel prosperous, okay?
Hi everyone, I am Lakeisha Abram, owner of Beautiful Fitness and Dance by Keisha, and author of Beautiful Journey, my journey through veganism, detoxing, and fasting. You are now tuned in with the BRI, Black Research Institute, with Denoris Wilson.
All right, we're back. So we'll bring back Miss Stephanie, and she's going to tell us some of the 5 most important things that anyone, not just the female, but anyone who's thinking about starting their fitness journey. Hey, Miss Stephanie, how are you?
Hey, thanks for having me back.
You know, I tried to introduce that segment so that the break up the monotony of an interview to give people a chance to, you know, just digest some of the things that you said in the first minute. So
You're breaking up.
okay.
Do you hear me good?
Yes, I can hear you real good.
Yeah, I don't. Okay.
Is that?
Yeah, it's just kind of breaking up a little bit.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Let me turn it down some now. I think it's better.
Okay. What we can do, oh, no. We allow you to think about some of the 5 most important things someone needs to consider when they just starting out their fitness journey. And that's probably a hard question because everyone is different.
Right.
So what were the first 5 things, like how did you get yourself into, I'm gonna do this? You know, what were the motivating factors besides, you know, being overweight, or if you thought you were overweight, or what was the motivating factor for you to start your fitness journey?
But see, that's the thing. I didn't go into it as a fitness journey. I mean, it was just something. I was a stay-at-home mom, and honestly, if I'm gonna be truthful, I just wanted to get out the house. And I was a stay-at-home mom. I homeschooled my children, and my youngest was about 4 years old. And it was just a way to get out the house. And I found a running stroller at the thrift store. So it was a way to get out get some fresh air. So for me, it was accidentally done. So for someone who, like you said, and you mentioned, you said that everybody's journey is different. Well, my journey is, even though I probably was overweight, I didn't see it back then because we don't really see ourselves as being overweight. And that's when I say overweight for my stature. I'm a small woman, but if I weigh about the same amount I did 10 years ago, but now it's just muscles. So if you see a picture 10 years ago, it's a whole big difference. So I thought I was fine. I thought I was fine. And so to me, it was just the fact of just getting out in the open and just walking. And my son is the one that encouraged me to run. So as we walking around Stone Mountain, my little 4-year-old was like, go, run. So for someone who's just starting out, because like I'm not the one that can really say, okay, these are the steps. So I'll have to try to look outside of myself. So for someone who's trying to get into working out, the first thing is always going to be they're not satisfied with self, but you really can't. When I have clients, I want them to not look at it as that sense. I want, when you come to my classes, I want you to start a journey because you just want to feel good, you want to be able to, if you can't walk to the car without huffing and puffing, if you can't, you want to get your body in a situation or in shape where you're strong, so I don't want, when people come to me, I don't want to be like, the first thing they want to lose weight. But yes, that's okay, that's important, but once you lose the weight, okay, you still gotta love the person that's inside. So the first thing, second thing, you gotta want to love self-love. Because so once you lose all this weight, if you're still not satisfied what you're looking at, it's not gonna matter. So in the midst of working out, do it because it just makes you feel good. The sweat, the challenges that you endure, the pain that your body is going to endure. Want that discomfort. Do it because you want to change the dynamics of your family. You want to change your whole family lifestyle and incorporate, because as parents we have to sometimes be the one to make drastic changes in order to see a shift in our families. Because so if your family before you didn't work out, you are the person that's going to have to make a solid decision to make a change, so your generations to come will incorporate that healthy active lifestyle so we can live here longer and healthier. Because I don't want to be here 67 years old and if I'm not in a good state of mind. First of all, you want to have a good mind, and you want to be in good shape. And like I said, we are going to age. That's common, but it's how we choose to age. So that should be important. You want to live a abundant life, without major aches and pains and those challenges, because some things we have no control. Some things are hereditary. There's the harshness of cancer and all of the, but still, even with those things, if you eat certain things, it can kind of get you off of that path. So those are some main things that I think that someone, family, want to change the dynamics of the family. You want the family to be healthy and strong and live a abundant life. And you want to feel good. And it helps build self-confidence in yourself working out. Because if you're not really truly love who you are, if you don't love what you see in the mirror, then you need to make changes. And that's the first step of self-love is, if you have weight that you want to get off, get it off slowly, but then love the journey that you're going through in getting it off.
Well, for me, it's more so like it's beyond wanting to get the weight off now. I need to, like I need to get the weight off.
Right? You have two choices. Either you're going to do it or you're going to be forced to do it. I want to do it because I want to do it. I don't want to be forced. I don't want to have to go, to a regular doctor's appointment and your doctor give you these, this news that you don't want to hear, and then then you're forced to do it. And that's not a good feeling when you're forced to do something, rather than wanting to do something. It's much joy in wanting to do it. And the journey will be so amazing. The story afterward is such an inspiration to others, then you're forced. Because if it don't come off quick enough, then you're upset with yourself. You're upset, and it's discouraging if you can't get it off as fast as you can. I had a client who she wanted to lose weight by her birthday, and her birthday was the next month.
Right.
And I was like, I mean, that's a lot, and like I told her, I showed her, I said, and she looked amazing, but I want you to, when you come to my classes, I want you to want to get it off, but don't have no deadlines of when it has to come off. Enjoy the process, and don't put that much pressure on yourself to lose it, because at a certain age, it's hard for us women to get way off. I mean, I struggle myself of, I'm up and down, but I'm okay with that because, I'm, like I said, I'm older. I don't expect to have a, uh, what's the little social media women? I don't expect to have that 36, 24, 36, that brick house, as I continue to age. I just want to be toned and healthy and enjoy, the fat that's gonna come on, and the good fat, the bad fat, and know when to, and just be okay with where I'm at, but still, live a healthy, active lifestyle. That's the thing. You want to be active, and the weight will come off once you're active and you're doing things that you love to do. Get your bike. If you don't want, I used to run. Well, I was forced to stop running because I got injured. So years later, I started riding. Now I have a love for riding, So find something that gives you joy. Like my bicycle gives me joy. I can't wait to get on it, and just ride, and it takes me away from everything at that moment. There's the phone not ringing. I'm not on social media for 2 or 3 hours. It's just me, my bike, and God, and it's my way of disconnecting from the world.
Nice. I was thinking about getting a bike too. It's funny because when you're younger, there are things that you do that you don't even think about and you don't even worry about. But as you get older, then there's things that you do. Like for me, the reason why I don't want to get a bike now is because where I live at, like, there are no bicycle lanes, right? It's just road. So I'm out there with the rest of the traffic, and I don't want to be. But when I didn't care, right?
So where do you live? Where do you live? Okay, I'm sure they have trails.
Walking trails.
They don't have bicycle trails?
I think the closest bicycle to me is 20 minutes in gas.
Okay.
But if I do that, I might as well just go to the gym and get on a bike.
I mean, what's wrong with put the bike on a bike rack? I travel sometimes 30 miles to get to a safe. See, you're making excuses already. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. Because it is for your health. It shouldn't matter if you got to ride the Timbuktu to get your ride in. And I have ridden I'm in Atlanta. I will go way to the Comet Trail. That's a good 30, might be 40 miles from my house. Minutes to me to get there. I don't care. If that's a day that I'm going to, I don't care. If I have to drive an hour to a trail, I'm going to do it. So you can't.
I'm buying a bike.
Yes. And you get your bike, a rack, and you put your bike. My bike rack is on my car right now. I can get up. I can, any given moment, I could go, And when my last child, my son, graduates in May, and he goes off to school, so I'm done with children in my house. I'm an empty nester. I probably put my bike on my back of my car when I go to work, and when I get off, go to somebody's trail, and lock it on the back of my bike and go to work. Because if you running, I loved running. I love running with a passion. It gave me that takeaway, that challenge. And, like I said, unfortunately, I got injured. I had to stop. But when you're doing stuff for self, when it makes you feel good, I don't talking about going to work. Going to work is a job. A job is no pleasure in working. So we have to find something that gives us joy and pleasure that doesn't have to be putting food in your mouth. I ain't eating now. That's not something that gives you excitement. You need to find something that's to give you joy for yourself, whether it's walking, swimming, roller skating, but just having that time with that one-on-one time with yourself. And that time you can talk to yourself, you can talk to God, you can have your music on, and you can just reconnect with yourself. And that's important as you continue this journey of life. So you need to get a bike and a bike rack. And I don't want to hear that 20 minutes is too far.
Okay, I'm gonna get a bike. I'm gonna post a picture. And I'm gonna say, get a bike. I'm getting it. Everybody that's listening, I'm gonna tag. It's been
Now, if you can find a bike, if you can find a bike, let me know.
Right, but it's been a pleasure having you here tonight. I want to thank you again immensely for agreeing to spot because I have balance. I hurt my knees. I can't run. I've always wanted a bike or swimming. Like I tried to join a gym that had a swimming, but I never went. Right? Like I paid money for months.
That's my whole point. That's my whole point, because that you just said it. So when you look at me, so every time you see my picture, you're like, Dad, she don't go to the gym. Dog, I need to go do some push-up. I got a chin-up bar in my bathroom. I got a chin-up bar in my studio room. I mean, I got equipment all through my house.
That's
Literally.
a good idea. Just have something sitting around. Just sitting around. You walk in the living room. Oh, I gotta do some sit-ups.
And you know what? Another tip. I do, seriously. When I go to the bathroom, I might do some chin-ups, and then I have a little chair. I have a kettlebell. I might do some squats right there before I go out the room. And one thing, the tip for the ladies, don't put house clothes on. I put workout clothes on. So when I wake up like a Saturday or when I get off work, even if I don't coach a class, I put workout clothes on. So that gave me the mindset, okay, jump down, do push-ups.
But you see, you can't do that now, because I was in Atlanta this past weekend, and those girls, they was out in the club in workout clothes.
Huh? People in the club have workout clothes on.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I mean,
ridiculous.
I didn't go in the club, out in the line, and they had on, like where I'm like, and stilettos.
Well, those imposters that
Well, but I'm gonna get me a bike though. I'm gonna get a bike. I'm gonna tag you in.
Like I said, there's so much. I used to jump up my steps. So instead of walking up my steps, I would jump like 2 steps up, just to do something.
I have an idea for you then.
What's that?
You should do a series, Muscle Mom Exercise at Home.
Exercise in what room?
For the home.
Oh, I might do but I'm working on my website where I will have a video, all that. It's so much. I do so much. I'm trying to pace it. I got now. I got a boutique store. This is my boutique store. I have a clothing store. So I'm a thrifter. So I have a clothing store. I have a vegan business. So I got a lot on my plate. So that's coming.
What you do and continue to be great at doing it.
Bingo.
So look, once again, I want to thank you for agreeing to the interview. I will be calling back. And we'll be collaborating on some other things. I got some things in mind that I think that you will be perfect for. I'm not going to tell you right now because I haven't ironed out all the creases of it yet, but there's some things that I want to do with you. But before we leave the BRI, it's customary that I ask my guests 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
And are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. First question. What are you doing to push the culture forward?
Mm. My main thing is health and fitness. Because if we're not in good shape, mentally, physically, emotionally, then we're nothing. We have to live a healthy, active lifestyle. And that's what Muscle Mom is all about. Encouraging all to live their best life daily, like it's the last day. But fitness and health and wellness have to be a part of our everyday mindset.
Okay. Is what you're doing to push the culture forward.
Yes.
Okay. The next question is sort of 2-part. I need you to name 3 famous black, but they can't be African entertainers.
Oh, goodness. They can't be actors or entertainers.
Athletes or entertainer. Athletes, actors, or entertainers.
Okay. How many?
3.
Minister Farrakhan, Honorable Elijah Muhammad,
Mm.
Malcolm X.
Okay. Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X. You sort of did them in crazy order, did them. But anyway, from that, either you have studied the Nation of Islam teachings, you used to be in the Nation of Islam. You did?
Yes.
Oh well, we kindred spirits. I'm American.
Yes. I still consider myself a part of the nation, although I'm not an active member. But yes, it's part of my it's part of who I am. And I can't take my growth and away from. That's where I found out how important Black people were, and it helped me become the woman that I am today. Yes, I'm a forever MGT. I might not look like an MGT. I know, my stomach out. I might look like an MGT, but I'm an MGT.
That ain't have the 3-4 on you.
I'm not, but you know what? But yes, but I live by the principles. I live, how to eat to live, all of that. And when I mentioned before that I've always eaten right, that is the reason I've always lived to know how to eat to live.
Well, you know what? When I was working on the treatment for this, I actually, maybe that was one picture that we was gonna use, and you was like, "No, that might be a little bit too much. I need to tone it down a little bit." So now I see where that comes from. I see where that comes from right there. I definitely do. Once again, we're gonna end the interview, but thank you again. Stay on, and while I close out, because once we finish, I want to talk to you about something. But Miss Stephanie, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you get one client from this, if not, you got somebody to buy a bicycle.
Hey, I done my job. Hey, one person at a time. That's what I live by. One person at a time.
That's right. All right, so let me do this outro and I get right back to you. Everybody, Miss Stephanie McSwine.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, man, that was a great interview. She's a very beautiful lady, very inspirational, and I am gonna get a bike. In parting, I want to leave you with this. Whenever you're shooting for something, whether it be a goal or a destination or a end game. Don't aim for the target. Aim past the target. Because if you aim past the target, in most cases, you will reach the target. So I say, what are you trying to do in life? Take the next step after that and try to do that. Because if you try to do that, then whatever you're really trying to do, you'll do it. It's been enjoyable, and I thank everyone for watching. And remember, in order for you to receive a blessing, you must first be a blessing. Peace.